Home and home though.
It's home and home for
It
sure.
is home and home. Okay. And who got first? 'Cause I think it's y'all.
Man, that's gonna
Yeah,
be
no, y'all
interesting.
coming to Gainesville. Y'all coming to Gainesville
That's right.
first.
Okay, y'all got first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was acting like
Okay.
I didn't know for you know what I'm saying, for funny
For
purposes and
content
whatnot.
purposes. My
Yeah, yeah,
man,
yeah.
you doing your thing. Pod. Sometimes you got the pod. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, just a couple of notes. We had a couple of commitments.
Whew.
The fuck? Wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Wait a minute.
I
The fuck
forgot
was
y'all,
that,
I
CJ?
forgot y'all did have some commitments, but I forgot all about that, man.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
fuck? You talking about?
Quiet ass
Woo.
news, man.
What the fuck? Very disrespectful, man. Very disrespectful, man. I'm very respectful to your segment, man. That's how you do me.
My
Hey,
It's
apologies.
fucked
y'all,
up.
I got one request though. Before y'all make any more like commitments, right? Y'all need a new video. Dog doing the little thing, whatever he doing,
Yeah.
that ain't it.
He do it 7 hours ahead of time too. I don't get it. I'm very confused with that. I don't understand why he drops it so early. I'm like, did you talk to him? Is the timing is usually way
Man,
off, but
Manny's staff had more Twitter swag for sure.
for sure. Oh yeah. Definitely.
Them boys
Mario
was
only
good on
used
the
the same
timeline.
damn. Mario used the same gift every
What?
time. Santana
I know
Mall. That's
Santana
the
tired of it.
only one he
That's
used.
this cycle. This cycle, he gotta be tired of that shit. Last
Yeah,
cycle,
yeah.
okay.
Working the dog shit out of Santana, man.
Oh,
I'm like, hey, man, we
man.
have other players too, coach. You get in that bag a little bit, man. But yeah, a couple of commitments. We spoke on the last show. I said I felt real good about the Marquise Lightfoot recruitment, and we were able to pull that off. He's the kid out of Kenwood Academy in Illinois. 4-star defensive end, 6'5", 220. Number 128 in the top 247. So he's a top 150 kid.
That's a good one. Good get.
Yeah, he I like I said, I kind of like us with the city kids. The Scott thing really slapped me across the face. But I still felt good with this kid. A lot of it seemed to come down, man. We got to credit Jason Taylor, and Taylor's got to continue to do his thing on this trail. But Jason Taylor definitely gets a lot of credit on this particular recruitment.
He been getting killed, bro. He definitely had to win that one, boy.
I spoke to a recruit's I'm not gonna go to no names, but I spoke to a recruit's guardian, I would say. About, you know what I'm saying, how did the Miami visit go? I was just be curious. So I was like, how did the Miami visit go? They're like, the visit was great, everything went smooth. Facilities aren't, what everywhere else in the country, but they understand it's a private program that, and there's not a lot of real estate to make, the upgrades that Miami would need. So we were just talking about that, but he was like, only concern is like just Jason Taylor, you know what I'm saying, as far as, of course he played, but what the question is like who has he put in the league?
Right.
Everybody
Yeah.
that played the game great don't actually coach it great. So the inexperience is definitely a tool that other programs are using to
Oh
negative.
yeah, absolutely. I would do that too if I was on the other side. Because this is his first on field at college. He was the DC at St. Thomas Aquinas. I think he was the D-line coach before that. So I mean, yeah, his coach career is younger. It's up to you if you want to roll the dice on him. And because it's just as many people as you're going to say, oh, I'm learning from a Hall of Famer, like they say with Dion. And I'm with you, like everybody that was great can't necessarily teach it. Because, a lot of times their greatness lets them do things that you can't, necessarily teach. So yeah, that's going to, not always, but that's going to be a concern for some people. Some are going to look at it as a highlight, his positives, and that could be. I could definitely see that. So he's going to get his chance now, but I guess what you give him a lot of credit for though, because I remember you and I were both kind of skeptical about him even coming on staff. I thought that they said the Dolphins wanted him at one point to come back and I think linebackers coach or something like that, whatever. I kind of question, well, what's his passion for the game at this level? And I think that's been answered in general, that he does really have a lot of passion for the development of young players. So I think he'll fit in well here. And I think he'll get his chance. But, it's going to take a little time. So Lightfoot's kind of in his frame too. He's, you know, that tall, leaner type, outside edge kind of guy. Within the new system, our DC likes to stand up ends a lot as well. So that's probably one of the good sells there as well. Give him an opportunity to stand up and come off the edge that way. Just depending on some of the looks, but he does like to do that quite a bit. So yeah, good get there. And then our second commitment came from Derek Plaz. He was the linebacker that we talked about, decommitted for Penn State, swung back around. That one, you know, this one was kind of
offensive line.
Yeah.
Okay.
O-lineman. He committed to Penn State, and then like a week later, I think he decommitted. And now, I mean, he's turning right back quick on this commitment process too. So it came out ultimately between NC State and us. They said he really loved NC State. Right there, well, you know what? Somebody brought it to my attention. I was like, that's actually a pretty good point. NC State's been doing pretty well on the O-line stands. So, like, they kind of can sell that.
Development, yeah. We talking about
yeah. Oh. I mean, well, you know, I think, I don't know if I mentioned it on here, I start to see that I think, in general, recruiting tackles in this cycle could be a little more difficult.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because of the other tackles we took last time. So I think we definitely had to get into a little bit more of a developmental bag. Yeah. And how about saying, I really don't know, how great the board is in general. So Plaz was a kid that, you know, I mentioned before, physically, he has what you want to build upon. He's 6'5", 290. You know, and I think he's got good feet. He's just got to continue to develop, and he'll get that opportunity. Obviously, he'll be sitting at least 2 years to get that opportunity to get his weight up and you know, get coached up by the offensive lineman. He was said to really the offensive line coaches being Mirabal and Cristobal. He was said to really like NC State a lot. So that was pretty tight. Mom was a little bit more leaned in on coming into Miami. So, and I guess, you know, part of that probably to keep him in state. So ended up winning that battle. He's a kid. Yeah. I just like the frame they're going to be able to work with there and, just give him an opportunity to, you know, develop his skills, man. They said, Ed Patter was one that kind of want to give a love on that recruitment. So he was very instrumental in that one. All right, now real quick on to a miss. Devon Mitchell. He was the tight end that I spoke of. Excuse me. I couldn't. And it's funny, I couldn't remember the third team, and this always happens to me with Alabama and Oklahoma because of the colors being so damn close. Oklahoma is where he actually ended up selecting. He's 2025, but the word was already out. He was going to reclassify, so he would have been our second tight end in this class. He actually, they say that one was real down the wire, all the way to the end. You know, he just kind of made his final decision to go to Oklahoma. I think our depth chart probably played a little bit of a role there. We did well with the tight ends last year. I think Riley Williams is going to be a hell of a player. And he just came in on that last cycle. He still got Skinner and Arroyo. So, you know, the tight end depth, I think, helped them a little bit in that recruitment. But I think he's a hell of a ball player. Like I said, he's a 5-star kid, so you ain't talking about no slouch. They picked up a great kid there, and damn sure would have been great to get in this cycle. But, you know, took an L there. So I would look at our tight end recruiting from the rest of this. Well, obviously we brought in Lofton, really athletic H-back type kid. I think at this point we'll be looking at Odom. Not feeling great on Odom. You know, yeah. I don't. You like him?
No, I love him as a prospect. I love him, but I think
yeah.
He went on a tour.
Okay.
They went on a tour to you know what I'm saying, to run the bag up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. Yeah, I don't like us in that recruitment per se. So I would imagine if we miss there, we whiff there. We'll circle back, I think, to Tavion Galloway, who was a kid that we had high on our board. He ended up committing to LSU. Then he decided to decommit a few weeks ago. I want to say maybe just like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I want to say he decommitted from LSU. He's a 6'5", 230. He's out of Ohio originally. He is like I said, 4-star. I think he's 234 nationally at all players. So up in that 250 range. They liked him, so I think they circled back on him. He's supposed to be at the barbecue, I believe, right now. So I think we circle back on him. And if that doesn't work out, I think we just won't worry about bringing in another tight end on this cycle. Because after that, I think we'd just be reaching and not necessarily going for guys you like on your board. So we'll see how that pans out. I wouldn't be super mad at it. I mean, you'd like to get your 2 tight ends. And I think he likes us, so I think they're gonna let Odom go through the process. And then if he goes and the kid likes us, I like him to get in this class. If he's deciding to make a decision fairly early, so we'll see. But yeah, I think if you don't get Galloway, I think you just go ahead and shut it down for this particular cycle. At risk of reaching, man. You got the portal and all too if you get scared. So right now we are ranked 21st overall. At at this point in the process, most of the guys left on our board are some of the higher ranked guys that are going to try to push this thing down the road. Like your JoJo Traders, your Wingos, Jeremiah Smith is obviously a guy on everybody's board. We're still looking at Kamarion Franklin, David Stone. So a lot of big time players that these decisions will probably be taking a little bit longer before they decide to ultimately, make their final decision. I know like Wingo, he's got a visit scheduled to us like a week before signing day. So, this is a kid that's definitely going to take his time, and he'd be a great pickup as well. We got to do better in that wide receiver and defensive line room this cycle. I think is really important. So we'll see. We'll see if much shakes up different. I don't expect a lot of news after this. I think things kind of quiet down in general, and kind of get ready to get the season rolling and just continue to work on those guys that they have high on their board.
And so you said things go quiet down a little bit.
Yeah. What you got, man? You trying to be funny?
You need to quiet down, man.
Well, I mean, they're cranking it up, but
so get more quiet than this is what you're saying.
Bro, I feel too good. You can't vote me right now. I'm zoning right now. Nah, I know. Yeah, I mean, hey, I said it early, and I continue to repeat it. They gamble big, so you gotta hit on some of these targets. We're still in it for Dylan Stewart. That's another guy that I honestly think that one's probably us in South Carolina right now. South Carolina beat us out last year for Nicholas Harbor. Well, not just us, because he didn't even make that he didn't even get to do that official because of the track stuff. So I won't make it like it was down to us, but I think we were in it for a while. And maybe just pushed out towards the end. Actually, I think towards the end it might have been Oregon, who was like the real comp at that point. But yeah, I mean, I think they're doing a little gambling on themselves, in an improved season, and just their tactics on recruiting. So I know they like the evaluations, and I'm not mad at any of them as of now. Every once in a while you get a kid that we bring in and you put in the class, and you're like, I don't know about cuz, but so far so good. I don't really have no complaints. But yeah, that's it for us right now, man. Guys, any questions? Anything? We good?
No, I think I'm good. I was trying to find a defensive end. Forgetting the name right now. Drawing a blank.
Who's
he's down in Kentucky. I'm forgetting my guy's name. I feel terrible for it right now, but he's down in Kentucky. Us and y'all. He decides in like a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah, I like Kid. Yeah. He's a 3-star too, though. But I think
Yeah,
he's one I thought is criminally underrated.
I need his name though. I'm
Yeah,
mad.
hold on, bro. I definitely know Cuz's name. Yeah, we was just talking about him the
Outside
other
of that,
day.
while I look for his name, so his decision is definitely on the horizon. I would like for Jordan Ross, the 4-star edge rusher, outside linebacker, defensive end, who's like a 5-star, borderline 5-star, if not a 5-star. I would like for some of these guys to pop right before the season. I think we leave for Jordan Ross. He's been hitting that, possibly committing. Where our defensive line board is at right now, the commits that we have an all-time haul. Getting him in would definitely make this probably our best defensive line haul of all time. So I would like to get him and maybe LJ McCray in before the season, man. If we could pull those rabbits out of our hat, I'm gonna feel a real gangster, you know what I'm saying, going into the fall, bruh. And then probably Zay Mincy. So it's like 3 or 4 kids that I hope we could close on